All right, all right. Welcome back to Who Cares Podcast, hosted by your boy Tim. So, I chose to make this podcast, and it's gonna be a shorter one today. I just wanted to make sure I stay within within the theme of consistency. I want to make sure I consistently ensure that I provide content regarding not only this business that I'm investing in, but regarding just allowing myself another gateway to release some unwarranted stress and just basically release some emotions that typically uh comes about in my daily life routine. So for the last, let me see, 3 days, 3 or 4 days, I had to go through a detox. Had a scenario that occurred, I believe, Tuesday that came about that put me in a place to where I got another situation of over data, of overly hovering emotions for too long of a time period and not dealing with it and not finding the proper ways to release that energy before it builds up and implodes. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like I'm ashamed of myself or anything like that, because it just happens to be a recurring event. And as much as I try to focus on it, as much as I try to utilize and change ways to stop putting myself in the same situations over and over again, it keeps on happening. So I come to the realization it's not necessary environment of me. It's usually situations like that occurs typically when I'm in a space to where I don't feel as it's safe in a sense. And some of the phases that could be me, just emotionally, when you, and there's always a point to where it comes with, I believe, people that I love and people that I actually care about, which I'm finding out is more and more my weakness in life, to where I find myself making a post that showcase my thought processes as far of memories and love, and why love is the ultimate kryptonite for me, why I don't like it, why I don't really appreciate it. And I had to start thinking, maybe I don't appreciate it, maybe I don't like it, it's because I've been utilizing it in the wrong methods. I naively believed when I heard the term love or care or cherish or anything within those, parameters of that word, that it was meant to last forever. That you're meant to have those feelings forever. That you're meant to showcase those feels forever. But now and more I'm learning that love is supposed to be utilized in somewhat a temporary setting. Love is only valuable in form of what the other person or you yourself is getting out of it. It's easy to say, oh, you love someone, but if a person doesn't see physically, you're not showcasing to them what they believe is the showcase of love, whether it's gifts, whether it's money, whether it's supplying something for them. And it's always got to be supplying something for them in terms of security. People only believe other people love them by how much they give them, how much they can provide for them. If you can't provide nothing for them, they don't believe your love is worthless. They don't believe it's necessary. They don't really fuck with your love at all. That's just the way it is. So after going through these times of detox and making certain days of posts that I made in regards of memories, I got up and I decided to go and travel back to a couple of areas that I have laid my head at, or at some way made a home. And when I got there, um, I don't want to say nothing was the same, but all the memories are gone from those places. I went to restaurants that I remember going to back in certain times, or which I believe were happier somewhat times in my life, and the restaurant is no longer there no more. And it's a restaurant that's like, if you take like the Union Station down in Dallas, a vegan restaurant, it's not even there no more. And I don't even know how long it has been shut down. I just happened to notice it while I was sitting there on the cart, the latrine, as I passed it. Damn, it's not there. And I used to always watch it. I used to always, look, keep an eye on it anytime I was passing that type of area to, kind of register, a little pick me up of memories, but wasn't there anymore. So I was like, that's okay. And as I was riding through, after I noticed that the restaurant wasn't there, I looked back into some of the things I posted on my page and some of my thoughts that I expressed. It makes no sense to hold on to certain memories, and maybe the best thing to do in life is not hold on to memories, because once those memories are gone, by continuously revisiting them, you're allowing yourself to be stuck in them. I've been having pictures of people, situations that I love very, very dearly. And one of the hardest things for me to do has been to delete those pictures. And it has been pictures from years and years and years and years ago. I mean, I'm talking about almost decades. Some of them over a decade ago. And I just been holding on to them. And by holding on to those pictures, I'm subconsciously keeping myself stuck, hoping for something to return that's not meant to ever return. At least not at this time. As I sit back and I go through different phones and different numbers and different objectives, different parts in my life, I wonder, damn, why does it seem like everything is becoming a recurring cycle? Because I'm basically taking all of the situations that occurred during those cycles with me by way of my phone. I didn't change numbers. I didn't did this. I didn't did that. But I'm carrying the same situations everywhere I go. I'm carrying the same energy. As much as we try to hold on to pictures and we want to hold on to some things in life that put us in places where we were our happiest moments, and places that we wish we can fall back into and just keep it at a loop. I got so many different pointers and so many different times in my life where I wish I could take myself back to certain parts of my life and just play a loop. Don't ever advance, don't ever go backwards, but just stay in this one particular spot over and over and over and over and over and over again in life. But then you gotta wonder when you do that, would your mind wonder, is there more? Is there any more that I can advance in life outside of this point? Because then you gotta, if it was something that you really, really, truly wanted, it's something that you wanted to truly last forever, you wouldn't allow yourself to be placed in a situation to where you basically gave it up or gave it an opportunity to be given up. So let me not get too far off my story because I want to continue on. Let me tell you the story. So after I realized that the restaurant was shut down, I continue riding. I got off at the end of the cart. Now, as I jumped off the end of the cart, the walk from the cart that I was on to the place that I was living at in a period of time in life, which was towards the Bishop Arts district and place like that. It's probably like maybe a 10 minute walk. So as I started my 10-minute walk, noticed the little Mexican man sitting on the stairs, who I seen sit there before, but I didn't mind it too much. I went along my route. I took the new backway area going towards my destination that I can remember. Seen some candy, got some candy, ate it, and I walked. As I'm walking, and I'm walking past different little bars and different little places at these establishments. They got certain little memories and certain little things that runs across my memories as I was strolling down. Now, a lot of these scenarios, like I said, it's things that I try my best to forget about. And I know you always hear memories are something that you never want to really, really forget, because it's actually not healthy to be an individual who wants to be quick to forget memories or forget times or forget situations. But I'm at this point in my life, to be honest with you, I know the only way for me to honestly push forward is to do my best to try to block out and forget everything in my life that caused a significant traumatizing situation for me. I just have to. So as I carry on, I'm walking, and I'm not I'm going through the motions, and I get to the house I was staying in. I see the corner store on the left. I actually worked there for like a day. It's like a day, and it wasn't even no big money or anything like that. I just wanted to get away while I was staying at that establishment because of all the different extra things that was going on. But I walked up there and I noticed the people and the individuals who opened up the opportunity for me to stay there at that moment, it was gone. Everything was literally gone. The door was unlocked, so I walked into the house. I seen the first apartment down. it wasn't, everything was missing. Everything was gone and emptied out. It's built like a little dorm room, right? Like a dorm house, like a dorm room. Um, Basically, in a nutshell, you go down. If you walk in downstairs, they got this doorway to this one place that's basically an apartment, right? Basically, the apartment got a living room, got a bedroom, got all this stuff like a little frat house. And you go upstairs, and they have a room full of doors. It's a hallway full of doors. It's like rooms for rent type place, right? And the room that I stayed in was number 9. But I can tell everybody, obviously has moved out. Every room is empty. Every door is open. Everything is just emptied out. All the trash, everything is thrown out on the back. Everything, like it almost got raided in a sense. Like, it's one of those, like it just got bombarded and kicked out. So that led into other ideas that came within my head. As you can remember, I spoke about the restaurant that I held a lot of memories in that was shut down. I walked up to this place of residence, Woodline, and everything was gone. And that was just mostly confirmation for me. And I'm not saying that I figured it out, but once, one thing could be a coincidence. Two, sometimes I don't even wait for the third time. So if I see 2 situations back to back that's showing me the same scenario, then it's time to make a certain level of change in order to gain new opportunities and stop having your past always following you. So what I need to do, aside to wipe out all the memories on my phone, wipe out all the pictures that I've been carrying on for decades, wipe out all the memories. I stopped using social media. Outside of just a regular old YouTube page and placements where I could record my podcast. Not, I want to forget. Not forget. I want to destroy. I want to eliminate all of it. It's the only way I can be able to literally move forward and be able to stop living in the past and stop holding on to past situations that's continuously stopping and continuously keeping me for being motivated to learn new things, to take on new opportunities, and to capture opportunities that needs to be captured. I done so much running around, so much jumping around, so much here, there, here, there, here, there, here, there. It just obviously not perfect, so I'm leaving trails that doesn't suit the best representation of me. And obviously, not gonna be perfect, but I'm holding on to it, because while you're holding on to those good parts of you, you're also holding on to those bad parts of you. For every memory and every storage on my phone that I want to only try to remember the good times within those memories, I'm also carrying the negative and the bad energies that was involved in those memories as well. Most of the pictures and the information and the documents that I held on to, many of them that has me smiling, came with a lot of trauma, came with a lot of negative energies, came with a lot of brokenness. And there's no way you can sit there and continuously asking for newness with brokenness. So that those two scenarios got me to a point till I really sat there and said, you know what, I really want to give it all up. I really want to let go. It's not about forgiving. It's not about forgetting. It's not about none of that shit. Like, cause honestly, I really don't. Excuse my language. I don't give a fuck. Excuse my French, but I'm just like, I don't care anymore. I just want to move forward from this point, and that's it. I never been this, I never been that, and that don't matter what the situation is. Whether it's your children, whether it's old loved ones, spouses, family, friends. I just want to start everything anew. And I only way I can do that is by continuously reminding myself that you are not the same person, that you don't want to go back to be anybody. You just want to strive to be a new body. That's it. I'm tired of living in the memories of what I used to do, of what I had, or what I accomplished at one point in time. Because if you don't got it at that present moment, it doesn't fucking matter. No matter how many cars you had, no matter how many women you had, it don't matter how much money at one time you had. It only thing that matters is where you at in the present moment. In the present moment right now, I am a fucking bum. In the present moment right now, I am nowhere near where I need to be. In the present moment right now, I am useless. That's the reality of it. That's what those scenarios taught me. That's what those such scenarios made me remember. Like right now, you can talk about all the experiences. Right now, you're bum. Yeah, it sounds good to you, only to you. What you used to do sounds good, only to you. What you used to have sounds good, only to you. You might get a couple ahs and you might get a couple people interested in hearing about it, but at the end of the day, what the fuck do you got to show for it? What you got to show for it? Not a fucking thing. In order and I believe in order for me to get to a point to where I've stopped feeling like this, I had to delete all this shit, all these anything in my phone that you can have, and all these Google backups and Google photos. I just went on, I just deleted all of it. I deleted all that shit because it don't matter. Delete a resume, delete all that shit. It does not matter. Right now, it's just about starting from a place you need to start from and not worrying about nothing else. Fuck birthdays, fuck holidays, fuck certain times in life that held some type of memories with you. If you ain't got your kids now, fuck their birthdays. It doesn't matter. Times that brings up a certain remembrance of you for scenarios, you gotta let it go, which is the decisions that I chose to do. Because I'm not the best. You're not the best you. Who gives a fuck about memories when you were, quote unquote, what you think was the best you? Because we only think we the best us depending on what we had at that moment. We only gravitate what the best of us were depending on how much money we was making, depending on what type of cars we had, depending on our living situations, depending on all of that. We're literally keeping ourselves in a loop. Except the world is still going forward and we still a long way, far away from that person that we were. I'm holding on to memories of a person that I was 2-3 years ago. And for every time period throughout those times, I haven't done shit but held on to those memories. And I'm wondering why I keep ending up in the same situations. That's when you're allowing your thoughts to be in more control of your actions. Living off the memories Those memories ain't paying me shit. Those memories ain't worth nothing. As I was going through this last 3 days of detox, and even continues this day, it give yourself a clear mind, give yourself a clear vision. And I don't even really want to get deep into that because I'm gonna sound like a fucking broken record because I didn't remember myself saying this a couple of times. But actions is the only thing that's going to change situations. And at the end of the day, your love isn't worth shit if it's not bringing something to the table. Just love is not enough.